About 9 months ago, I reviewed my first ever set of bone conduction headphones by a company called Aftershocks. I loved them. I still love them. I still use them to this day. There wouldn't be a market without competition, and here is the competition. It is a pair of headphones by a company called Nine Digital. They are bone conduction headphones just like the Aftershocks. The only difference is that they are half the price. I think less than half. I believe they run for about $50 and the Aftershocks Aeropex ran about $120. So a little less than half the price on Amazon. Are they going to be half the quality? I guess we're going to have to find out. Box. We have the headphones. We also have earplugs and a charge cable. Yay and also nay. The only part about the Aftershocks I didn't like was that it came with its own proprietary charger, which was like a magnetic type charger, meaning I have to keep track of yet another OEM dedicated charger. In my video I posted, I had said I really hope that they had went with something like USB-C. It's one charger for everything USB-C. So this has a micro USB. I would have ideally loved to see it be USB-C. It's micro, you see. But at least it's micro, because micro USB was the go-to before USB-C, so everybody should still have a plethora of USB cables and are used to that. So it's definitely better than some odd magnetic proprietary charger, but I would prefer it as a USB-C. Let's see how they feel. They feel fine. Nothing out of the ordinary. There's a button here, you can see. Okay. There are two more buttons below. Volume rockers, I assume. They're flexible, they seem durable. I definitely wouldn't bend them past here. I feel like they might snap. Let's try them on. Alright, let's hook it up to a device. See how they sound. Should I read the instructions? Maybe. I'm not going to read the instructions. You hold the volume up button until you hear the words power on. Digital is the name of it on the Bluetooth. Connected. Let's give it a run. Play music now. Play pause on the left. Volume rockers on the left as well underneath. So the large button here is play pause. Volume. So what I'm noticing is there's one thing that I'm not a big fan of. Some people may love it. Some people may hate it. I'm one of those that hates a strong word, but I'm not a fan of it. It's where the volume on the device is separate from the volume on the physical device. So for example, you have a Bluetooth speaker that you have to turn the volume all the way up on first. That way you can just control it with your phone. It would be opposite with these. So you would want to turn the volume up all the way on your phone or device you're listening with, and then control the device's volume with the rockers, because it's separate. It's completely separate. This is me turning the volume up on my phone, you see? See the sign, the logo? Now watch when I turn it up on the headset. There are different volume settings. I'm not a huge fan of that. That's cool. Some people love it though. I'm going to go ahead and crank it all the way up, and I'm going to put my head close to the mic and see if you can even hear it. Because one of the things that I wanted most out of my bone conduction headphones was privacy, just like you're wearing normal headphones. So I'm going to crank it up all the way, and then we'll see how it sounds to the mic. I got pretty close to the microphone just now. I'm going to turn it down a couple notches. Do you hear anything? This is half volume. Half volume. About 75. 100%. All right, now I'm gonna take them off, and I'm gonna go ahead and crank it up and put them around the. Maybe you can hear if you can hear it or not. Can't really hear, I don't think, but I'm gonna touch them to the mic. Whoa. I don't know how that sounds to y'all. Try with the earplugs. Much louder with the earplugs in for sure. Let's see what other features they have. If you can access your assistant or not. Chinese, English. To go to next song, double click. Yep, click once to answer an in call. Reject a call, press and hold for 2 seconds. I don't see anything to be able to access your assistant like Google Assistant or Bixby on it. That's a little, I wish they would have that. Let's see if I do this. Hey Google, call my wife. Yes, perfect test. So it does work if you use the assistant with voice. But that was my phone that picked that up, not these. Hey Steph, I'm just talking to you real quick to test out the call quality. How do I sound? Do I sound muffled or do I sound fine like I'm on the phone with you? It's a little muffled, but I'm understandable. Is it okay for the most part? Like I'm on speakerphone. Okay. All right. Thanks, babe. The one thing that I really loved about the aftershocks was calling. Using them for calls. Hello, goodbye, whatever on the go calls, hands free. They were great for that. They didn't obstruct the ears. You could be on the phone for 2 hours if you wanted to still hear everybody around you. I love that. And so I called my wife, and for comparison, I'm not trying to do a one-to-one comparison necessarily because the Aeropex, like I said, the aftershocks were 120, and these are about 50. So it's tough to do a side-by-side comparison, but let's say they were the same price. When I called my wife on the aftershocks, she said that she couldn't tell that I was calling her not holding the phone in my face. She said it sounded clear as day, like the phone was being held to my face. Just now, when I called her with these, she said I sound a little muffled. She can hear me fine and understand me fine, but she said it sounds kind of like I'm on speakerphone, kind of far away. So it's not as good as far as the microphone as the aftershocks. But if you cut the price in half and then some, I'd say it's great. So you have to take that into account. And also the audio quality so far from the music that I have been listening to, it's not it's not as good as the aftershocks for sure. But for $50, yeah, it works. It works great. For real. You can still jam to your music. Is the clarity, like the high highs and the lows, is it comparable? Not necessarily. It's definitely different, but it's still good audio. It's not great audio, but it's good audio. You could definitely walk around listening to your music on it, and I don't think that you'd have a problem. So, for example, if I worked in a warehouse environment or something, and I wanted to be able to listen to my music and answer calls without obstructing my ear and people being able to talk to me, like, and me hear them fine, and I only want to spend $50, I would totally go with these. They would be good for that. As far as battery life goes, I guess we won't know in this video because obviously I can't sit here and listen to music until the battery runs out. I think I'd run out of storage on my camera before that, which is a good thing. However, I don't know. So maybe I'll do an update video in the future where I can tell you if the battery life is good or not. But for now, I mean, it did its job for this video. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. 9 digital bone conduction headphones, Bluetooth. They're good. They're not great. But for $50, they're great. For $100, they would be considered good. Take that with a grain of salt. Hope you enjoyed the review. Thank you.